good morning. I just wanted to come to you and say thank you so much for watching my channel. I hope that you guys have learned something from this Women in Business series. It has been such an amazing experience, and I thank all of the women who took time out of their day to interview with me and to help give people some tips. I appreciate you guys sharing. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the feedback. Everything has been so great. I will be doing another series coming up in October, so be on the lookout for that. Again, thank you so much. My last Women in Business Wednesday video. Thank you, Allie, for being my last feature. Allie Randall is an amazing lady. She has an autism camp that she runs here in Columbia, and it's wonderful. She's doing wonderful things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys go back and watch the previous videos if you haven't seen them. Share them, tell your friends about them. I hope you learned something from them, okay? If you have, please leave a comment, let me know. And let me know if there's other subjects you would like to hear about. So, have a great day, enjoy the video, and thank you so much. Alright. Okay, so today I'm here with Allie. She is a good friend. She has her own autism camp, and so today I just wanted to get with her to talk about the who, what, why, and where of her camp. Like, how did you get started? Why did you get started? What was your motivation behind it? And, you know, just that kind of information.
Yeah, cool. So we moved here, my husband and I moved here in, well, I guess 5 years ago, so I think 2012, 2013. And I was a postdoctoral fellow, so after my doctorate, I did this postdoctoral fellowship, and I always specialized in working with kids with autism and ADHD. Those were always the two areas that I really specialized in. And while I was here, I was running social skills groups at a private practice for higher functioning kids. And I had several parents come and ask me, you know, do you know of any camps that are available for kids that are, you know, like my son or my daughter? And I didn't know of any, and I did some research and realized that there really weren't any camps focusing specifically on kids with high functioning autism and ADHD. So I decided to create one. I came from a place in South Florida where we had lots of opportunities, summer opportunities for kids with developmental disabilities, and there really just wasn't anything here. So it's crazy to think now, because we just finished our 5th year yesterday, which was awesome. But we started with 25 kids, and this year and last year we had about 100 kids total. Yeah. So we had 25 kids total the first year. It was kind of chaotic, a little bit hectic, but it just was something I was really passionate about. A lot of these kids have a really difficult time in mainstream camps. They end up getting kicked out, or the staff can't handle them, and so they don't really get to experience summer like other kids.
Normal children.
Exactly. So it was really important for me to try to find a home for them, and a place where they felt safe and comfortable, and a place where they could have fun and also learn. So yeah, that was kind of how I started the camp.
Okay. And so, like, how do you go about letting people know about your camp and getting kids to come in and all that kind of stuff? Like, is there a fee? Is this state funded? What?
Yeah, it's a really good question. So we're a nonprofit, and that was something that my husband and I, we did together. We got a law company in town. They were able to help us create this nonprofit. So from that, we were able to start fundraising, and so I'm sure you've seen, I like fundraise really hard during the year for the camp, because unfortunately we haven't been able to get a grant for the camp, so we really are run a lot on scholarships. So last year we raised $30,000. Yeah, and about $23,000 went to scholarships. Then the rest went to other camp needs like materials and staff, a couple staff that we pay, things like that. So we do a lot of fundraising because these families have so many things they have to pay for during the year, that we want to make it as low cost as possible, but we also need to be able to pay people. Yeah. So it's kind of, you know, one of those things. But we do have primarily volunteers. We only pay like 4 or 5 staff.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Is this something that you've always wanted to do? Like when you were younger and you thought about your schooling and what you want to do with your career, was this like something along your path, or has it been your passion forever?
It's kind of funny. Well, Keith and my husband and I met at a summer camp, so we always say like this is really full circle since now we've created this camp together.
Okay.
I don't think it was something I always wanted to do. I knew I wanted to work with autism and ADHD. That's just, those kids have my heart. Like I would do anything for the kids that I work with. But the camp thing came really as more of an idea from a parent and just being like, well, I can do that. So, and I've been going to summer camp my whole life. I love camp. That's where I met my husband. So why not just create one? So now it's a huge passion, and we want to continue to grow the camp and bring it to other cities, because we have people traveling from Charleston and Greenville to come to our camp every year. There's just nothing really in those areas.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is so cool. How would you tell someone who maybe had a passion for kids with disabilities and wanted to do something in this realm? Where do you start? Like, for making it from an idea to an actual thing.
Yeah.
All the work that's involved and all the people that you need to talk to.
Honestly, like, one of the things that, and this may be one of my biggest personality flaws, but it's also something that's made me so successful, is that I always think, what's the worst that can happen? And people can say no to me.
Right.
And I don't really care. So I always go and ask for things that I want or that I need, and usually people say yes to me, and if they say no, then I ask someone else. And that's, I think it's just not getting down on yourself, and if you have a dream, then just keeping going for it. I think that it's still a lot of hard work, a lot of perseverance, and just, continuing to just try to fight for what I want. It's definitely been something that, I feel like as I've grown up has been my biggest strength, and I'll continue to do, because, again, especially with kids with special needs, they need someone like, people like, or things like Camp Mates to really push for them, and so that's what I try to continue to do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what has been who has been your biggest support? So on days like you just want to pull your hair out, like I know you, and I know how you're like all over the place.
Yes.
She's a pregnant mommy now, which probably slowed down, but like instructing spin and going to yoga and going here and doing all these things that you were doing, plus your work, plus the camp. Like, how do you balance all that? And on the days where you just feel like I am going to self-destruct in a minute if I don't have some kind of release, other than Keith, who do you lean on? Like, who do you rely on to help you along on those days?
Yeah, and I think that's actually a really good point. I have slowed down because you have to at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't do everything, and so that's something I've had to learn as I've grown older, I guess. As old as I am, I know. But obviously, my husband and I have an amazing relationship. I really depend on Keith, and he's my biggest support system. But specifically for the camp, I have an amazing board, a nonprofit board. And so especially during this time, because I am pretty much the front runner for all of our fundraising, and all of the events we do. And obviously I can't be. Yeah. So I've been extremely fortunate that my board, and some of them, Kelly Hoffman's on the board, and John Coonsey, and we've got some other really amazing people, but they've really stepped up and really taken on a lot of these roles so that I can really enjoy the time with my child, and that we can still be successful and raise the money that we need to for the camp. So they've definitely been a big help.
That's really good. It's good to have good people and try to find people that are actually going to pull their weight whenever you can't do something.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do we give money? How do we help? What do we do? What do you need?
So we're part of the Autism Academy of South Carolina, and so we are always accepting donations. It's $120 a week for a child to come to camp. So if anyone wants to donate for a kid to come to, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that would be amazing. The Autism Academy, you can donate on autismacademyofsouthcarolina.org. And then we also have really awesome events throughout the year. We have one coming up in September 13th. Yeah, Sweat After Dark with Orange Theory. So coming to those events, all of the money goes to scholarships pretty much. Well, as soon as we hit the cap for scholarships, then we start to, most of the time, then we start to get other things. But I really try to get at least $20,000, $15,000 to $20,000 just for scholarships. And we give every single kid, if they ask for a scholarship, we give it to them. We do it on a sliding scale, but everyone who asks for one, no matter what, we don't ask any questions, they get one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a parent that has a child that they may want to come to your camp.
Yeah.
How do they apply? How do they contact you? Where do they need to go? How do they get this process started?
Yeah, so again, on autismacademyofsouthcarolina.org, there's a section for campmates, and they can email myself, or they can email my coordinator and get some information. We run social skills groups throughout the year too, which are kind of precursors to camp, where we do an hour of social skills every single week. We have about 30 to 40 kids in social skills groups. And then most of those kids go on to go to camp. So they can get all the information on the Autism Academy website.
Camp is how long?
So it's 8 weeks, and it's 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And it runs from usually like a couple weeks after school ends until the week before school starts. Yeah, I think school starts next week. So.
And what kind of stuff do the kids do at camp? I have not been able to get there.
You have to come next year.
Next year I have to make time.
So it's really great. We have a very structured schedule. Obviously, the kids that I work with, they really thrive on consistency and structure. So every day they get 3 periods of social skills, 1 period of physical activity, 1 period of yoga, 1 period of nutrition, and 2 periods of free time. So that's kind of just a time for them to
play with each other.
Yeah, and just kind of relax. But we work a lot on sportsmanship skills. So we have a game room that they can use, but they are, we're looking for them to play cooperatively with each other. We have lots of board games, things like that. So just a time for them to kind of chill out. Have fun. Yeah.
All right. Well, look on autismacademy.org.
Yeah, Autism Academy of SC.org. Yeah.
And donate to campmates. If you have any information or questions and want information, you can either reach out to me or reach out to Allie. I can definitely get you guys in contact with her. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Jessica.
Fun.
This was fun.